The options that she's receiving is of, let's say, thirsty people, low effort men, from that perspective that their whole time is just wasted on messaging like a creep. I've seen people in 30s, 40s having no purpose in life and just wasting their life in the entire day texting one girl and the next and the next. This then makes her think that she's the queen of the world because of all this fake attention that she's getting because of someone weird's desire to have his. All of this just leads to a place where there is just no genuine real commitment. Meanwhile, men assume that if she gets 100 DMs, I have no chance. Let's just not build ourselves because what's the purpose of life? And then all of this just ruins a lot of healthy relationship bonding, and a lot of gender war games are happening. This video talks about my favorite app, Instagram, how it has destroyed attraction in India. What's the real psychological damage that it has done for people? And all of this have long term consequences, but who cares? Because a lot of businessmen just care about filling their pockets at the cost of your own mental health, emotional well being, long term fulfillment. Instagram is this weird app which has rewired how men view women, how women view men, what we find attractive, what someone is selling us, who gets the attention, who gets ignored. And all of this just leads to a weird space wherein we just keep on devaluing ourselves. And it's a step by step smart mechanism. It's a smart algorithm created by some of the brightest minds in the world. So let's go just a little bit deeper in these patterns. And ideally, I think a good space would be to just delete that app or probably use it from your web browser, laptops, and whatnot. Or maybe just opening Chrome or whatever web browser you have on your phone and using that, just deleting the app. I'm just talking from a dating perspective and things like that because it just ruins healthy relationship building, even let's say if one wants to go in that. So what Instagram has done, that it has made all of this very visual, very explicit. A lot of people term that app as a place of soft con. It's not a place where you seek emotional, genuine, let's say, compatibility of sorts. Before this whole Instagram blew up, men and women connected to real personality, the type of proximity they have. Let's say if someone is going to hobby classes and things like that, they know that both people have a similar sort of interest, and that is where they're forming a genuine connection. But now, how do we get attracted? By photos, how many filters they have, what type of outfits they're wearing, the brightest and the most lavish forms of outfits. A lot of staged, you can say, poses. A lot of models are being paid to just pose correctly. A lot of brains are working behind it. What's the perfect angle? What's the light that should come? Should it be a bright light, red light, blue light? What type of aesthetic should I have? Should I have bald hair? Should I have hair like this, colored, whatnot? Basically, all of this is just artificial perfection. People whose entire sense of being depend on their body limits. People who groom these famous celebrities and things like that. It has now just entered into a very private space, which is your mind. This just kills genuine emotional attraction that men were generally wired for, or women were generally wired from ages, and has replaced it with this visual weird aestheticness of sorts. What this does is men feel invisible, women feel a lot overwhelmed because at a single time, hundreds, thousands, 10 thousands of DMs are coming to them, and then they feel that is there any genuine connection because those are just desperate freaks. What I have also seen that Instagram has created this fake elitist class of top men. I don't know who they are, but let's look at it from a woman's perspective. Every time she opens the app, what does she see? Gym guys, rich entrepreneurs. Every second guy is an entrepreneur running an ad. Luxury lifestyles going in XYZ country to just show how rich certain people are, what fast cars they're having. A lot of aesthetically pleasing good boys, which is not true. Like, let's say if they go out in the real world, that is not true. The type of boys or men they have in their vicinity, a lot of crafted influencers, models, and whatnot. Her mind subconsciously shifts her baseline. She thinks that I want the best, even though a lot of simps sit in the outside world who would, let's say, give her a life which can just make her come out of that environment where she is. But eventually, because of this subtle rewiring, she ends up cheating a lot on, let's say, quote unquote stable relationships and partners because she has been taught all of this from the social media consumption that she's doing. Now, an average hardworking man looks too simple, but even though, let's say, that man has all the good qualities, honesty, he's emotionally stable, has a sort of purpose and mission in life, all of that just gets thrown out and is replaced with insecurities, and then we just keep on chasing and fulfilling those insecurities, ruining our resources and things like that. And I think in one of my podcasts I had done it with an IM person. She is a very accomplished person in her own regard. She mentioned this one thing that we just value highlights of people. We are not genuinely seeing the lowlights of people, and that was a very deep point, because that's very true. We just compare our normal day-to-day reality with the highlights of a lot of people. Now, what all of this does, a woman gets 100, 200, 10,000 times more attention than an average man. Let's say a normal Indian girl with 200 to 500 followers, let's say decent looks, you can say average looks, and has decent photos, gets flooded with constant likes, comments, DMs, validation, and a lot of desperate freaks texting them. Whereas if you're a normal Indian man with 200 to 500 followers, you get nothing. This creates a massive imbalance wherein for women, their attention just saturates because they just judge everyone that these are the type of a-holes that exist. And for a man, he's just starving, due to which he invests a lot in only fans and whatnot. The human psychology, the sanity of this brain, which each one of us has, collapses because of this imbalance. Because let's face it, until and unless you have a very bigger purpose in life, attraction is like a natural thing that would happen in a certain point of age. Until you can consciously put that aside for that bigger thing that calls more to your heart, longs for your heart, you would get into these patterns, and then there would just be lifelong regrets if the person you're bringing into your life is not, let's say, very compatible or established on the right center with you. And I've also seen that because of all this attention, artificial bubble of confidence is created. Wherein, I don't know, I've seen this, that women have this myth that they have too many options, but options that she receives in her DM. Now, this is more from an 18-20-year-old perspective. She's just very naive, trying to understand the world. The options that she's receiving is of, let's say, thirsty people, low effort men, from that perspective that their whole time is just wasted on messaging like a creep. I've seen people in 30s, 40s having no purpose in life and just wasting their life in the entire day texting one girl and the next and the next. This then makes her think that she's the queen of the world because of all this fake attention that she's getting because of someone weird's desire to have S. All of this just leads to a place where there is just no genuine real commitment. Meanwhile, men assume that if she gets 100 DMs, I have no chance. Let's just not build ourselves, because what's the purpose of life? And then all of this just ruins a lot of healthy relationship bonding, and a lot of gender war games are happening. And you see that it has inflated beauty standards beyond reality. What used to be considered as beautiful is now seen as quote unquote average, because we compare our normal life with the bestest of the best filter photos and things like that because of ring lights, editing, beauty apps, whatnot. So men compare women to models, which then spills into their relationship that you don't look like that person who has that perfect body size and whatnot. And women compare their men to rich guys, influencers, whatnot. You see the script? Everyone becomes insecure so that businessmen can earn on your insecurity. And this creates a weird dynamic in society where women are only valued for their looks on the periphery without seeing the type of character she has, and men for their status, the social earning capacity, and whatnot. Instead of seeing genuine compatibility, it becomes a game of, on one hand, there's look, and on the other hand, is the kind of lifestyle that that man can provide to, let's say, in exchange for that looks. We see that women are being judged by the beauty, the type of skin they has, what type of outfit she's wearing, her perfect figures and whatnot. All of this just discards the real, actual reality out of the window. Men are judged by the type of money, six, seven figures he's earning every month, the type of lifestyle he can provide, which is extravagant, luxurious, the type of travels he can make with that part. What this does is, let's say, even if there's a normal couple, it just makes them a lot insecure and they feel this constant feeling of being left behind in life. This kills genuine connection, because what had happened earlier in, let's say, our parents' time, because there was no outward or very visual comparison that so and so is the best person, they built that relationship through hardships. Right now, people just don't want to build genuine relationships through hardships, but just keep on flip flopping and changing. And all of this is just creating long term consequences in our society. A lot of good values are just being thrown out. Let's say the value of honor, commitment, long-term pain, going through the grind, going through the challenges of life. Let's say if you're married as a couple. So I don't know, but I see social media, especially this app, as a major obstacle for it. I've seen a lot of men start believing that they aren't enough, they are always behind because they see these luxuries, six pack influencers, the rich boys, without taking into the context that where is it that those people are coming from. And they always keep on thinking, I need money, body, fashion, car, gym, travel, or like I'm just a nobody, I just need to be perfect in everything. A lot of men feel pressured, insecure, defeated in life, that what is it that they have done wrong. Whereas if you read the biographies of a lot of famous and accomplished men, they like a lot of hardships, a lot of struggle in their life. Life is not a rosy la la land wherein you just get perfection. You just don't get everything right at the first time. There's like a lot of hits that one must take in order to be somewhere in life. Whereas on the flip side, for women, they always believe that there's always a better option because they get DMs from models, gym guys, what fake ideal profiles and whatnot. Boys in certain beaches, be it Goa, whatnot, foreigners who are coming, boys with bikes. They think I deserve the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% without taking in the actual contextual reality from where they are. Then reality hits later when they are unfortunately married or they are looking for prospects of marriage. All of this just collapses later and it ends up into cheating and things like that. This creates a major mismatch in expectations. And I don't know, like I've seen that it has made relationships very competitive, not very intimate, wherein you're just going through the grind of life genuinely. Now people are dating for the type of photos they can click, the type of aesthetics they can have, the type of travels they can show to the world. Like we are just dating for social validation instead of actually being comfortable in each other's company. The type of likes I'm getting, the type of comments and things like that. It is not for genuine compatibility or genuine love building of sorts. It's just a social facade. Like your private life has become a social facade of sorts, which is very weird. Breakups have become like so common. You see all these fake cases, dramatic, ego-driven maniacs who are just doing these things, and they're like certain mafias who are kind of capitalizing on these fake cases. So all of these realities have started existing, and the most dangerous thing is because of all of these comparisons, a person is very comfortable in doing small acts of cheating on an emotional level with, let's say, the opposite gender. We all know that thin line with when from a like, from a single comment, it just turns into a DM, and then those DMs turn into flirting of sorts. We all know that's wrong if we are committed or married, but still we walk that line. You can say this simple need to just seek validation online becomes a sort of tool which then ends up ruining lives and has long-term consequences. The trust collapses. You see that a lot of people just don't trust marriages and things like that because of a lot of weird things that have been happening. Instagram has made women feel that they can replace men very easily because there are like so many options. A man who has built something of worth with them can just be thrown out in a single second. Always that feeling of I can always get better because we equate the validation that we get on a social level to loyalty, but that is not the case. The number of likes, we equate that to love, but that is also not the case. And let's say if we see aesthetically how pleasing a guy or a woman is on the outside, we assume them to be long term partners without understanding that what is the genuine level of compatibility that we can get. A lot of people learn this too late in life and then they just regrets, a lot of regrets. And I've also seen from a man perspective that in our collectivist culture they were always afraid to approach women, but let's say even if you're respectfully learning skills, respectfully wanting to build some projects in colleges and things like that, they just feel a lot scared to just talk very positively as well. That's a very big concern because in the world, even if you want to make your work move forward, you just need to learn to deal with all sorts of people. And if you're unable to deal with, like, let's say 50% of the population, that creates long term consequences. So I don't know, like, this whole trend, long term damage of not connecting genuinely is a very big concern because we have now trained to just judge things on an instant. We consume a lot of fast snippet news. We compare our lives constantly to the outside metrics, the outside perfect lives of people, always feeling insecure within, avoiding a sort of death that a person should have in their lives, always just seeking validation consistently, chasing this so-called perfection, though nothing like perfection exists. No one learns the genuine qualities in life, that what does it mean to be genuinely patient, develop a genuine connection, be comfortable in the hard work, the grind of a lot of things, develop genuine communication skills, prioritizing stability. All of that is just thrown out of the window. What should you as people do? You cannot fix anything. Let's say Instagram apps, certain narcissists and psychopaths looking for validation, certain influencers who are just there for businesses. Just stop using it. That's the best way. Because these apps have like real life long term consequences if you don't know the thin line. Build genuine confidence in your life through real life skills. Invest your time into things that you genuinely want to do from your heart. And very important, please don't just scroll all the time. Pick up a hobby or a habit that breaks you physically, so that you understand that what does it mean to genuinely develop patience, a sort of love towards hard works. And then when you invest all that time into hobbies, friends, genuine work purpose, then lot of genuine connections that come to you, then that makes sense, rather than just chasing all of this online weird metrics of sorts. Because everyone's journey is unique, and your life is like a gift. Don't compare or go into those patterns of comparing your normal day-to-day mundane average life with the bestest of the best people. We don't know the context from where they're coming from. So yeah, I think that was a video which I wanted to do. I just want to develop a community where we just see things as things. Real life should feel more exciting than the social life that we have been trained to right now, unfortunately. So anyhow, I think that was a video. You let me know in the comment section what work you have done and things like that, what weaknesses you have broken, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, this is Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers, bye.